Hi there, my name is Toby and today I'm continuing with my Aether Physics series, and today is extremely advanced. I'm going to introduce the most advanced practice, and it's the most advanced science also. This is where Aether Physics, Aether technology is becoming subjective technology to a very, very high level, and I can't quite describe to you fully why and how this is the highest level. And my explanation today is going to be the most advanced and comprehensive explanation of this I think that has ever been done. Now, it's a big statement and I can't justify it yet. It's going to take me a long time to justify this, but bear with me, listen to what I'm saying. It's very important, and I'm putting together a vast amount of esoteric knowledge on all different levels into one simple explanation. So let's get on with it. Now, the last lecture I was talking about plasmoids. So I suggest you watch that because this one continues from there. Now, plasmoids is simply a method of transmuting matter. And it's a method of creating a super high energy plasma. Plasma is where matter is becoming more fluid, returning back to its subatomic state. So the atoms are slowly disintegrating. High pressure, the electricity around an atom separates, and then you get a nucleus, and you just get nuclei and electricity passing around in a fluid. That's a plasma. If you can create higher and higher energy, that even the nuclei of an atom would disintegrate and you would have protons and neutrons plus electricity, one high energy fluid, plasma. So this is what we're doing. And if you could create the ultimate super high energy plasma, then even the subatomic particles, the neutrons and the protons, would also disintegrate. And we would go back to pure fluid electricity or electromagnetism. And even if we could get that even higher, that would compact into a point of inertia and return back to the ether. Now, again, this is very advanced, and you have to have really listened to some of my lectures to grasp what I'm saying here. What it means is, we haven't got that level of power to create a plasma of that energy. Not on a big scale, but this can be done on a microscopic scale, which I talk about in the last lecture, a plasmoid. If you can create exponentially increasing pressure towards a point, you will be able to create exponentially increasing power and energy to collapse matter inwards on itself back to inertia, back to rest, disappear back to the ether. And in the process, vast amount of energy is needed and will be released. This is the process of fusion as well, but it's beyond fusion. Fusion all the way back to electromagnetism, all the way back to the ether. It's going all the way back to the infinitesimal, the point of inertia, the 0 point. Now, this can be done biologically. That's what I'm talking about today. There is a biological transmutation of matter, and it can only be done through plasmoids, exponentially increasing pressure to a point. And all we need for that is geometry. Again, last lecture I talk about it, the one on plasmoids. Geometry, and only a small amount of movement, a fluid, a gas, something that passes through a particular geometry that creates exponentially increasing pressure. It's possible to do. And the body does it, but no one is looking at this. There's no science looking at this. There's no studies of this. No one's even thinking about this. This only goes back to ancient practices. This is the ancient esoteric practices. This is the Taoist practice. This is the Kundalini. This is the yogis. This is why you've got monks and nuns. They are utilizing their energies and transforming them inwards to create energy, or rather they're utilizing their bodily fluids, turning them inwards to become energy. So I've got to talk about that step by step. This is really about hormones. Hormones are the mysterious biological fluids that transform into energy. And it's very mysterious, very hard to explain this. But you can see it. If you have a shot of adrenaline, boof, into your heart, even though you might be completely gone, You suddenly wake up, come up, and you're running along. You've got instantaneous energy from a shot of adrenaline. That is a fluid that has created an energy experience. It's gone straight to energy. So all the hormones do this, but they are the endocrine hormones are the most important ones, and these connect to the chakras. These connect to the chakras. So you've got 7 endocrine glands, and there's 7 chakras going up. But there's one more that has been missing, and we need to include that, and that is the 8th chakra, or at least in this series. There's lots and lots of chakras, but this is the fundamental series of them. The 8th one is the mouth. It's the saliva gland. So you've got 7 endocrine glands going up, and the saliva gland will go down. And this relates to the circuit of energy going round and round. So I've already done this. It's in the Jedi training, and I've done a video on Muntak Chia's microcosmic orbit. You're just feeling the energy circulating round and round, up the spine, down the front, up the spine, down the front. That's what this is all about. It's about the transformation of fluids, biological matter, into energy. And the biological fluids are the hormones. These are the magical fluids. They're very precious. That's why people want these. They're trying to create synthetic ones. Can't quite do it. You can, but they're not that good. So that there are a lot of evil people that will harvest hormones. There are different ways of harvesting hormones. They can get them in the blood, extract the blood with adrenalized blood. So there's lots of dark ways, but this is all to do with hormones, quite literally draining your life force. It's quite literal. You drink the life force. It's quite literal. It's the hormonal fluids. So, but we can do this ourselves in our training. So it works like this. The 7 chakras, you start at the base. The base fluid is, of course, the sexual fluid, the sexual hormones. And why is this the base one? It's because it's all to do with the life force. The life force is to create more life. So the fundamental fluid is going to be the creative fluid, the hormones, the sexual hormones. So the idea is to conserve that fluid. If you can conserve that fluid, you build up a pressure. There's a pressure build up. Now what's that? What are we talking about? Plasmoids, pressure building up. But of course it's very, very complicated. You've got the glands themselves, little organs, they've got a geometry, they've got processes going on inside them. So this is the mysterious geometry that could be creating these plasmoids. But you see, once the hormones build up, pressure increases, and we all know that if the pressure increases, that's half the trouble. People can't handle the pressure of the base hormone building up. And that's what all these monks and nuns are supposed to be doing. But again, nowadays, they're not doing it. No one knows how to do it. That's why you've got all these abusive monks doing all these terrible things. They can't handle the pressure. Same in the yogis. Yeah, they can't do it. The cults, they can't do it. They talk about it, but they can't do it. It's a big deal. And if you can handle the pressure, compact it, then it will transform to energy. And in fact, what happens is it goes up to the next hormone. It goes up through the chakras. And the Taoists think about it like this. They call it, it's fluid, and you've got like 7 vessels going up. So if you can fill up the first vessel with fluid, you have to fill it up in sequence, then it will rise to the next one. And you've got to fill the next one up with fluid, then the next one up with fluid, next one. And if you can go all the way up to the 7th one, the pineal gland, fill up the pineal gland with fluid, now you've gone into a very high level advanced spirit. You're a very high advanced soul, and I'll talk about what happens. The same with the Kundalini, same idea. But of course, I'm explaining it now a bit more scientifically because there's energy involved. The glands connect to energy, and this is how it would happen. Fluid can convert to energy through a plasmoid. Transmutation of matter. Matter can matter can transform itself into something else. So one hormone can rise up to the next hormone and stimulate that hormone to produce. So one hormone goes in, another hormone comes out. That's what they're saying, transformation of hormones. There's no science to this, by the way. No studies on this. This is my explanation of ancient practices and ether physics. This is high-level ether technology, biological technology. But it's the same technology that we can build. It's all the same stuff. And if you understand this, you realize why Higher external technology requires higher internal technology. They're the same thing. So from the base hormone, if you can conserve the pressure, build it up, then you go to the next one. The next one is adrenaline. So now we're looking about martial arts. Now you know the Shaolin monks. They have to be a monk to build the power, but they have to do the exercises. They've got to know the internal training. And that's the problem now, people don't know it. And if you go to a traditional Kung Fu school, internal Kung Fu, traditional Qigong school, they will tell you first 90 days training, you must be celibate. You must conserve your fluids if you want to have any chance of really feeling the Qi. So any good school, they'll tell you that. First 90 days, you've got to learn that, and you have to do the circulation of energy. You have to do the circulation. Because the pressure builds up, you have to circulate it. That's how you do it. And as you circulate it round and round, it transforms. It rises up through the chakras, bit by bit. So they'll all talk about it. That's how you do it. So the second one is martial arts, adrenaline. But again, it's pressure builds up. Adrenaline, oh, I've got to fight. And again, people waste it. We lose these hormones. We've got to conserve them and compress them so that we can elevate them, transform them, sublimate them. You see, we've got to sublimate the base hormones up to the higher hormones. Become a more spiritual being. But it's a natural process. It's a natural process. We're all doing it anyway. We want to optimize it. And if we can optimize this, we regenerate. So again, you want to fight. No. You've got to control that. Don't get angry. A Jedi does not get angry. You harness the adrenaline, turn it inwards, take that pressure, convert it up. Next one is going up. It's going to be the third chakra up here. Insulin, the pancreas gland. So that one is now to do with heat, digesting of food. It's generating heat in the body. And again, when that one, you've got energy to move. It's like dancing. I just want to dance. I want to dance. So again, you dance the night away. You can burn up that energy. But you want to control it. Master the heat in your body. Bring it to that chakra. Concentrate it. Transform it up to the next one. Next one is going to be the heart chakra. That is the thymus gland. The heart. That's compassion. Again, once you reach this level of compassion, you've got love for everyone. I really want to help everyone. You become a carer. And then, again, you can waste it. That energy is lost. I really want to help that person. Oh, that person needs help. I really want to help that person. And people take advantage of you. So again, that energy, that hormone, the thymus gland, the heart chakra, again, you waste it. Lose it. So if you're a compassionate person, you've already made it up halfway. You're already converting energy to a high level, but don't waste it. Compact it. Turn the compassion inwards. Concentrate it inwards to a plasmoid. Transform it up. The next one is the throat chakra. Now we're getting interesting. The throat chakra is we know it's communication. It's information, but it's the growth hormone, the thyroid gland. The growth hormone is the information for your body to grow. The information for your body to grow is the energy body. Now we're getting to higher levels. See, if you can convert your heart chakra up, now you're getting to the level of creating an energy body, a body of energy, electromagnetic body, or an etheric body. It's partially physical. It's got an electromagnetic effect still. Again, it's not completely pure spirit, metaphysics. It's partially physical. It's got a slight electromagnetic effect. It's etheric. And you build this body. That body holds the information for your physical body to grow. So once you reach that level, you can see now you're building up the hormones. Now you're getting to a level of mastery. This is all to do with your soul and the interaction of your soul and body. It's one and the same thing. A higher level soul has higher control over the body. Now you're at the level of throat chakra, you build an energy body. And that allows you to regenerate your physical body. Now you get to a very high level. It's possible. Again, I saw a video a while ago of a Taoist nun. I don't know if I can find it anymore. And she was 90 years old. 90 years old. Has spent her life as a Taoist nun meditating. And at 90, she finally achieved regeneration. You could see her hairs. They were coming out black. Because her hair was grey. But you could see the roots. Only the roots had started coming out black. At age 90. It's a big deal to regenerate. But it can be done. Can be done. So then if you reach that level, where's the next one? You go up from the throat chakra to the, you're going now into the brain. You're going to the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, that is the master gland, the gland that controls all bodily functions. It controls the brain. It controls the energy body. It's the master level of control of your soul. So now if the throat chakra was building the energy body, the brow chakra, the third eye chakra, is building your aura. And again, this aura now is an egg. It's an egg shape, a perfect expression of the golden ratio mathematics. This again is a soul, an Atma. If you look at ancient mystical Hinduism, yeah, they talk about this, but a lot of them. The shape of an egg is extremely important. Again, we're moving now into metaphysics. This is getting closer to the abstract. But metaphysics in perfect expression of mathematics is the method that reality is created. So a consciousness is created through the metaphysics of an egg. So at this level of the brow chakra, you have an egg aura around you. And you now control everything inside that aura. That aura is the power, the abstract power that controls the energy body, and the energy body is the abstract power that controls the physical body. And if you can make it above that one, now you've gone to the crown chakra. That's the pineal gland. Now you're going towards pure spirit. Now at this level, you're going to an orb, a sphere. You're going into pure metaphysics, the ultimate cosmos. So you can think of this now as the point where you have got to your consciousness. You have sublimated your energy so high now that you've gone to the crown and you've created a bubble, a ball, a sphere of consciousness. And that can sustain your awareness. But you're at the level now above the soul. You're at a level above the energy body. You've gone to pure abstract consciousness into an orb, a sphere, and you can project out from the crown and off you can go into the cosmos. And you can connect to energies up there, or you can go straight into the ether, disappear back to spirit, find the unconscious. But of course, people do that in the meditations. That could be the last moment, off they go. So we don't want to go off. We don't want to just go off. What you want to do is go to that point, you touch the cosmos for a second and then come back. Then the orb comes back down and it goes into the mouth. Now we go to the final one, the eighth one. This is the secret one that nobody talks about. But this is the key to life. If you get to this far, that's still death. You're off. If you can get to that one, the next one comes to the saliva gland. Now, this is the point where energy is coming back to matter. It's coming back to matter. You're absorbing energy in the creation of saliva. The saliva gland is creating this hormone, this digestive hormone. It's literally a sort of liquid food. And in the Tao, they call it the elixir. And they'll also call it in Hinduism, Amrit, Amrit, the nectar. But you create this. So the saliva gland is creating a fluid. Again, it's not quite exactly creation of matter, but it's again transmutation of matter. The hormones from the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, pineal gland, yes, coming into the saliva gland to stimulate it, but you're now also getting energy. More energy is going into a sort of fusion process. And you can try it. If you get there, then you'll feel saliva building up in your mouth into a ball of energy, powerful energy in saliva, and then you swallow it and you watch it go down. You feel it go down back to your belly, all the way back down to the base. Now you've got a circuit. So you can see the base hormone fluids rise up, become energy, go up, become spirit, become the ether. Then from the ether, come back down, becomes matter. Becomes energy, becomes matter in the saliva and goes back down to fluid. So it's a process of transmutation of matter and energy. And this is the process that the universe is going through. It's a process that happens through a plasma. But we can't have a massive plasma in our body. We can't vaporize into a plasma. But we can have a plasmoid. And the Taoist masters, they said, well, that's, when they die, they would vaporize, like the Jedi. So you transmute your whole body and disappear. Now, I don't think that's quite right. But the higher level master will transmute a certain amount of energy. But they don't really want their body to disappear, because their physical body is still an anchor for their energy body. The highest level this is the Jedi Master level, is you still have a body, a physical body. Physical body may be a skeleton, but you are living now in an energy body, and you've created a soul body. And that soul energy body is still connected to the skeleton. That's like an anchor point, in physical reality. But now you're in a higher level in the etheric reality. So you're still interacting with the material world. You're still alive. You have not died. So you still want that body there. That's the idea of a mummy. That's why they have the mummies. Disturb the tomb of the mummy. They're there for a reason. That body is preserved so that their energy body can travel. It's an anchor point for their energy body, for their soul. In other words, that body, that mummy, is still alive. It's a higher consciousness still doing something in the etheric realm. So if you come and disturb the mummy, they'll curse you. Because they're travelling, they come back. Where's my body? Where the hell's my body? You guys messed around with my body. See, you can't have that. That's why you respect the mummies. They're there for a reason. And the Taoist masters would go to a cave and meditate all by themselves, and they would desiccate themselves. They go to being a breatharian. But breatharian, we can't do it. It's the way of death. It's the last moments. If you want to live, you have to eat the good food. I'll talk about that. You have to look after yourself. You have to circulate from the saliva back down. You've got to circulate, not just go up. Circulate. Come to the center. The seat of the soul is still the heart chakra. That's the most important one. That's the one to focus on. That will keep you together. That will keep everything together, and it will keep you connected. But I'm talking about all the levels here. So they will sort of go to self-mummification in a cave, the Tao masters. So again, their body will stop working, but it still be, it doesn't decay. There's another monk, there's a mummy of a monk in a temple in Thailand. I've talked about him before. He's a mummy for already, nearly 100 years, but he's still well preserved, just in a glass box. And they say his nails and his hair is still growing a little bit. And they believe it's because he's traveling. He's still alive. He's in a deep meditation. He's in a deep meditation. There's still some energy connected to that physical body, just preserving it. It's not enough in that body to keep it alive, but the consciousness is now higher. It's above the level of a living body. It's a higher consciousness. It's interacting more directly, but it still needs that body there to give an anchor point, ground it to physical reality. Ultimately, you go back to an egg, go back to a sphere, go back to the ether. That's abstract, vanished, gone. Beyond space and time, beyond the etheric body, that's the ultimate. So you can do that as well. You can do that as well and then totally reformulate. But we want to keep going. The idea is to preserve the consciousness we've got. When you disappear, it's not quite the same. It's like you haven't died. This is immortality. This is the practice of immortality, preserving the wisdom you have learnt in this life. So it's still you. You're still carrying on. But you've advanced to a higher level. You now live in an energy body, and you can travel in the energy body. And so you're so good at that, you can transmute your energy at the point of death, and you won't die. You're still going on, traveling. So this is super advanced stuff. This is Jedi mastery. Jedi mastery. And it's the most advanced ether physics. And I'm going to talk more and more about the energy body, how we build it. There's a lot of practices about that. But I have to explain the science of it. It's a real science. It's an electromagnetic body, etheric body. It's etheric body, but ether comes before electromagnetism. But because it is still manifest, it still has the morphology, it still will have a slight electromagnetic effect. That's why you can have some interactions with it. Sometimes it might interact, on a camera. There could be some electromagnetic interaction with an etheric body, but not a pure spirit. Pure spirit, there's no physical interaction possible. That's entirely subjective. Etheric body is still objective to a degree, and the more sensitive to ether, the more you'll be able to feel those bodies and communicate with them. The more you'll have etheric body interactions. So I hope this made sense. It's a very, very deep one, and it's an introduction. We'll come to it more and more. So thank you so much for listening. Please do check out my whole Aether series. Look at my homepage. Check out all my videos. They're all different. You've got to click on the playlists. They're all different, every one of my videos. And if you leave any questions or comments, sometimes YouTube deletes them. It's not me. I never delete a comment. I value every comment. So I suggest you write your comment on the notebook, on the notepad, and then cut and paste it. Just in case YouTube deletes it, then you've always got a copy. Just cut and paste it again and try again. Because a lot of people said their comments are deleted because we're talking about interesting stuff here. And the YouTube algorithm, I'm sure, is watching out for a lot of the stuff we're talking about. So thank you so much again for your time. And I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.